Welcome to the show. Who's up next? Sunday, 10 a.m. Yeah. We check. Big fella in the chair. King talk, big glare. Gorilla on me in the air. We all there. We all there. West Coast clock on 10. Pacific time we tap in. Best stories, best jams, real ones, not pretend. Welcome to the Who's Up Next show. Turn it up, let the whole block know. Big fella got the mic, it's a go. Gorilla Army in the building, say whoa. Highlights hitting like a straight right blow. Interviews heavy, every question on goal. If you really wanna see who gon' blow, tune in, this the Who's Up Next show. Lights on, cameras tight. New star born live on sight. Big fella ask once, talk right. We talk crime, we talk fight. Came from nothing, now they shine. Clip that moment, freezing time. Run it back, headline every Sunday, same time. Welcome to the Who's Up Next show. Turn it up, let the whole block know. Big fella got the mic, it's a go. Gorilla Army in the building, say whoa.
Hey, what's up with you? Welcome to the Who's Up Next show on this beautiful hot Sunday. We got a great show in store. I just been in here playing with the lights, going back and forth. It's driving me with this new setup, trying to figure out what I like, what I don't like. So, you know what I'm saying? You might see different things for the next couple weeks while I figure this whole thing out. I got a pretty good show. I always think I always assume the show is going to be, to me, it's always a good show. I hope to give a great show. I'm always going to make sure I give you the best information. We're going to touch bases on so many things between sports and life. And, I'm always delve into mental health. And sometimes we might delve into family and friends and coaching and school and just so many different things when it comes to this show. But that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? You guys have heard me say it before. This is my pulpit. I definitely thought this is one of those things where it's a direction in life. Some special things happened this week that made me truly understand again. Not only the loss of the two young athletes last week, but then this week, there was a special situation between me and a set of parents that I trained their kid, and it really made me understand just hearing from their village and what they think of me and what I do. And that really hit home too and made me understand again that this is my calling. You know what I'm saying? The big fella, has multiple, like I have a degree in business, a degree in computer engineering, and then I did a minor in religious studies. My mom and my aunts are always in my ear, thinking about whether or not one day I would become a pastor like my uncles and stuff like that. I never wanted to do that. But it's funny, like this is the way that I touch lives. So this is my tabernacle, my church. You know what I'm saying? The Big Phil and the Who's Up Next show. This is where we bless lives and bring attention to the people that need attention brought to them in situations and everything else as well. So anyway, we're going to jump into the show. We're going to bop out with some NCAA news because there's some cool little stuff going on over there. Then there's some big CCP news here at CCP headquarters and so much more going on with the NCAA and us as an industry. So let's jump into
Who's up?
That's how today is going to go.
Breaking now, spotlight on the stories they ain't told yet. Clock's ticking, turn it up, we're just getting started. Who's up next?
You're watching the Who's Up Next show. We jumping into NCAA news. Let me make sure I'm popping comments. Thank you. Let's go with this one here. So the SEC isn't dealing with the rest of the NCAA when it comes to they don't want there to be any changes to the way that everything is set up, playoff system, NIL, profit sharing. They don't want to change anything. They're happy with it because currently the SEC is giving each one of those schools in the SEC is getting $1 billion a year. So they don't want to see a change. Each school, I want you to understand, each school is making $1 billion a year, which means that technically they make more money from sports than they do from enrollment. So they don't want to see any changes. And I'm not mad at them. This is a money game, right? Everything is about the dollar. And I'm gonna show you that they're not greedy, because I'm gonna show you some other stuff so you'll understand what's going on. That I thought was amazing information that came out. I'm just saving it for a little bit. I didn't want to put it in here because I want more people, people straggling from the East Coast to the West Coast. So I want to make sure that it gets maximum effect of what another school did, that is receiving $1 billion a year, in the way that they're giving back. And I think that's amazing. This is a money game. I'm gonna keep telling you guys, it's a money game. Like, you could be, if you think of it in any other way, then sports isn't for you. College, the way that it's going, it's just not going to be for you. That's just the facts of the matter. Let's see some. Good morning, big fella. Thank you for sharing your Sunday with us and giving us best news and advice. You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's jump over. The Big Ten is drawing a line in the media rights stand because everybody needs to understand that there's a new media television deal coming up for college sports in the next 2 years. No one is playing games with messing with these media deals. These schools do not. This dictates how much money your kid is going to make. So if you got a kid that's in college right now, say a freshman, this will affect them. If your kid's going to be in college over the next 4 or 5 years, it's going to affect them, because that new deal will affect part of their revenue sharing. When they bring that money in, that's money that 25% of the revenue has to be split up among sports. This is how you have the kids that are making these different contracts, and they have this isn't NIL, this is revenue sharing. This is the financial contract I keep talking about that your kid's going to get when they go to college, and they're doing their thing. So you guys need to really stay on top of this. Well, you know what? As long as you're watching a big fella, you're going to be on top of it anyway. Let's go. So with that, everyone's starting to discuss whether or not there should be consequences when you break a NIL or revenue sharing contract. You have a lot of kids that are getting a deal at one school, and then other schools are waiting to see what your school will offer you. And then they'll come in and undercut with a better price or better circumstances. And some of these kids are literally, say it's January, they agree to their contract, and then somebody else gives a way better offer. They unenroll in March and go enroll in the other school. I agree that there should be consequences. You definitely should have to return the money. Honestly, I don't think it should be about eligibility, but I do believe that it should be just like in any other sport. It should be financial. If you break your contract, not only should you have to get your money back, but maybe you have to pay out a fee to the school, depending on how late you did it, how detrimental it was to their recruiting, if they could refill your position with another quality person or not. I think that, like any other business contract, there should be consequences for when you don't do what you do. Look, it's funny. So I had an incident, right, with a parent, maybe like 7 months ago that I trained. So I always make everybody sign contracts that I train, and then I always have the right to sue you if you renege on the contract, right? I tend to never do it, just because I try to be polite about it. But one set of parents forced my hand because they played a lot of games. And so I'm in the middle of suing them currently, because I have an understanding that a lot of people don't, that business is business. If you pay the electric company, you expect to come home and your lights are on at your house where you take care of your kids. Business is business. If you sign a contract with someone and you agree to something and then you break it without cause, right? If there's cause, understandable. But if you break it without cause, you break it because you just being stupid, or you're being greedy, or you're being petty, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you break it, and you should be allowed to be sued. And so in my circumstance, I felt like, you know what I'm saying, this is one of those times you hate to sue a parent, or parents, a couple, but at the same time, it's business. You don't get to just do shady, so it is what it is. And then you got to sue them. So I agree that the colleges should be able to have some kind of recourse financially, not with your eligibility when it comes to these contracts. So it's not often that I agree with the NCAA, but this is one of those times that I think that the coaches, the schools, and the NCAA are on the right track with putting in some consequences, because we got to rein in a little bit of it. I don't know about salary caps and all that. I think you should stay out of how much money people make. But when it comes to this, I definitely agree that we've got to do something. Okay, that's the end of the NCAA news, but here we go. You guys already know how the big fella feels about the Special Olympics. Look, on March 25th, please go to Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's across the country, no matter where you are, what state you live in, all 100% of all sales on March 25th for that delicious sub is going to be donated to the 2026 Special Olympic USA Game athletes. All of it, not a percentage of it, all of it. So you'll be able to track the money for a change, right? So you know that 100% of your purchase is going to go to support the Special Olympics. If I've been telling you guys to go try to donate your time, to go do anything you can to support the Special Olympics, because it's such a very, very special thing, and it's super dear to my heart. This is it, right? If you can't donate your time, you don't want to just give away money because you're afraid that it might not go to the right places, rightfully so. This is an easy way. You get a delicious sub. You know what I'm saying? You get a delicious sub sandwich. You get to, your 100% of your purchase is going to go to the Special Olympics. You get a delicious meal. Go take your family. Go take your coworkers. Go take your boyfriend, girlfriend, a friend. Like, just go on March 25th, go to Jersey Mike's and get a sub, man. And when you do, look, I promise you, do me a favor. Take a video of you and your people, and then hit me in my DMs over at Who's Up Next 23 on X. I'm going to put it on the show. If you at Jersey Mike's on the 25th of March, and you take a video of you, your family, you, your friends, you, whoever, and you give it to me over in the DMs, I promise you I'm putting it up on the show. I want to put a whole big thing together that shows all the people that went out and supported the Special Olympics. You know what I'm saying? And just, I love it. I love it. I love it. The big fella's going to go March 25th. March 25th. I'm going to keep posting it for the next few days until we up to that day. March 25th, Jersey Mike's. Good on you, Jersey Mike's. 100% of profit. I don't know if you guys understand how much money that is. 100% of profits, any location across the country. And Jersey Mike's that's all private owners. That's all private owners that have decided that for one day, all the profit Special Olympics. So again, the big fella certified Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's. There you go. March 25th. And we're going to follow that up with the Special Olympics. We ain't even going to play around.
Yeah. We up. Who's up next? They up. Let's go. Hey. Early bus, late shoe, new flame, name tag hanging like a gold chain. Hey. Mama in the stand, got her both fans raised. Coach yelling out, this your big game. Wheelchair, track spikes, high hope, ramps, lanes, bright paint, white smoke, whole world say can. They say watch this, turn every doubt to a target, they drop quick. Who's up next? Who's up next? Whole crowd on their feet, that's respect. Every lane, every court, every rep, we don't fall, we flex. This is our time, yeah, this our set. Special hearts, heavy metals on the chest. We don't guess, we say it with our chest. Who's up next? Who's up next? We up, yeah. Handshake, fist bump, same dream. Different path, same fight, same team. Got a runner in blaze, got a hooper on wheels, got a swimmer on the blocks, chasing real feels. Camera lights, blue shirts say who's up. Big screen, show the grind, not the luck. Every try, every fall, they would stand tall. Turn too small, do I want it all?
I was thinking about that while that Special Olympics ad was going. Again, I love our partnership with the Special Olympics. I love Complete College Prospects partnership with the Special Olympics. Becoming the CEO definitely made me want to partner with a lot of different people doing a lot of different things that help out. I don't know where I'm going to find out. So just if you want to see where the big fella's going to be at, check my X account. I'm gonna figure out where the best location for Jersey Mike's is here in Vegas. I'm gonna go sit out there for a couple hours. I'm gonna take some pictures and video with the customers that come in, because I want everybody that comes in that day to understand where their money's going, because they might not know. So I'm gonna make sure that they understand that all of that their purchase today is supporting the Special Olympics. And I just want to be there shaking hands and let people know thank you so much for what you do. So it will be on my X account. I just have to figure out where the best location to go to is here in Las Vegas, and the big fella's gonna be there. I'm gonna tell you guys, you'll see it. You'll see the thing. I'm Jersey Mike's. I'm just so proud of y'all, man. I'm so proud of y'all. There's 4 locations here in Vegas. Cool. I'm gonna find out again. I'm gonna find out where it's at. I'll hit you guys, let you know where I'm gonna be at. It's the people show, so I'm gonna jump out with the people. You know what I'm saying? I just want that. Looks like I'm getting a Club Supreme. I prepped my order already. Love it. Hey, go to Jersey Mike's. I'm gonna do you one better, right? If I'm the CEO. If you go to Jersey Mike's, I will let you give a complete college prospect membership to one athlete. All you got to do is have proof that you were at Jersey Mike's on the 25th, receipt, and pictures of you in the damn Jersey Mike's buying your stuff, whatever it is, right? And we gonna hook you up. We're gonna help out. Because why would we not? Why would we not? I'm telling you right now. So the estimates are that even though we only charge $100 for a lifetime membership, the average person receives, it's somewhere in the range of about $50,000 to $60,000 in value from that $100 when they sign up with Complete College Prospects. We have 22 simulators. Like, we don't have like joke simulators. We have amazing in-depth simulators that teach you everything it is, from you could be a little kid and it'll help you all the way to walk your kid into college. And if you're in college, it'll help you make better decisions. It doesn't matter. You could be government. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you want to rock out, you can rock out. And we got you. We got you covered. It's what it is. So if you had Jersey Mike's, we locking in. We locking in with you. What else could we possibly do? So but you got to DM me on X. You got to have proof, and you got to DM me on X. Don't be in there trying to AI me. I'm really good with this thing. I'll know. And why would you? Like, don't do that. Like, let's be cool. But if you at Jersey Mike's, you know what I'm saying? Go get a sandwich with your grandchild, and then be like, yo, I'm hooking you up. I brought you to Jersey Mike's, but there's over 14 in the Las Vegas area. But you're at Jersey Mike's, you going to buy them a sub, but you also are getting them a membership with Complete College Prospect. If they could be a student or an athlete. That's the best thing about it. That's why, it's why we're not a recruiting company like in traditional, because we got over 500. No, actually, I think it's like 600 scholarships that are in there, internships, all kinds of stuff to help kids go achieve their dreams. So again, March 25th, Jersey Mike's, 100% of the profit across the country is going to the Special Olympics. But the big fella has went ahead and dropped it. I just thought of it right now. You go there, you got proof, you were there, picture, video, your receipt, whatever, your sandwich, eating with your family, one athlete, you hook it up. We're going to hook your athlete up with a membership to Complete College Prospects. There you go. Ask NCSA and them if they'll do that. There you go. CBS, 24/7 Sports, all that. There you go. Told you we kick the ass all day, every day. All right, let's get into the show. Hey, what up, E-Money? I'm gonna have to make sure I put that up later on in the show too, so everybody knows. Jersey Mike's, March 25th. Hey, for you young athletes, go jump in the portal. If you're a senior in high school, junior in high school, you're a freshman in high school, but you play varsity sports, jump in the portal. highschoolportalusa.com. It's 1,000% free. You put your profile up. College coaches go over there. They can see you. It's an easy access thing. You won't get all the benefits of like being like at Complete College Prospects or one of these other places where they do all this recruiting stuff for you, but you could go over there and self-promote yourself. You jump in there, do your thing. That thing is there. It's running. It's free. It's just another avenue for you to be seen, and coaches know it's over there. So again, we keep in contact with all the coaches across the country, the NCAA, everything else like that, the NAIA, JUCO, period. So jump in there, help yourself. We're not going to pump that a lot. That the rest of that is on you. You can do it, not do it, but don't say that you didn't have an opportunity to go do your thing. Hey, offense, defense, the All-American Bowl, it's already passed now, but they have some camps coming up across the country. Some cool dudes over there that do what they do. It's been around forever. I advise you look into your local offense defense bowl camp location and go check it out. You know what I'm saying? Some places have 2 or 3 days camps. Some of them have a day camp. Some of them they got set up so you can do overnight. Your kid can stay at camp, stay at the college campus overnight, and they'll be there for a couple days, get some great instruction, former pros, current coaches, and things like that. So go look into the offense defense bowl and go see where their next location is. I mean, why waste money at a camp that isn't going to help you out or get you what you're trying to get? This one, I can guarantee you're going to learn something. You're going to at least compete against kids from all over the country. Bam. ECNL and you guys, it'd be nice if you guys like. I mean, we work with you, but y'all should hit us for y'all's camps instead of us having to look for your camps. We get that to you. All right, let's get into some videos. So here's where I'm at with this decision to go to 5 years. It is now a serious discussion amongst the NCAA, amongst all the coaches, all the schools, to just go to the 5-year system. Period, across the board. That's why I told you guys that 9 times out of 10, the NCAA D1, D2, D3 is about to become one big just NCAA, period, to eliminate all the nonsense. And then there'll just be a set of schools that are in the upper division of that. And schools will play in and play out depending on how they perform in different sports and different events and things like that. But they want to go to a 5-year straight. Doesn't matter if you have injuries or anything else, but they'll give you the full 5 years to be able to compete. And that should eliminate some of the age discrepancies and things like that. But it will also still make it harder for kids to come out of high school and go directly to college in certain sports. At least to the NCAA. You'll be able to do other things and then work your way in. But let's go 5 years
in a particular sport. If your family is targeting Division II, you need to hear this right now. One of the biggest items on the table at this year's NCAA convention in Washington, D.C. this week is a Division II proposal that would change eligibility from what most families have always assumed. Division II is proposing that a student athlete could compete in up to 5 seasons of intercollegiate competition in a particular sport, as long as those seasons happen within the athlete's first 10 semesters or 15 quarters of full-time enrollment. Right now, most people think in terms of 4 seasons. This proposal would add a 5th season, but with the bigger story is what it comes with. Because if it passes, Division II would also eliminate many of the current seasons of competition exemptions and waivers that have created confusion for years. In plain English, once this new rule is in effect, competition counts, period. And here's it.
So even though that's his show, does D2, D1, D3, and then sometimes he jumps into NAIA and JUCO. So he was just like he already had addressed D1. He was going to do D3, and he was doing Division II at that time. That's why he said D2. But it's across the board. It is across the board. You already get 5 seasons if you go NAIA. It's just their rules. But the NCAA is basically trying to move to a 5-season format. I've been telling you guys about it. It's been in talks for over a year, just as a way to alleviate all the confusion between extra time, red shirts, medical things, because we've gotten to this place where they're being sued now behind a kid being in the NCAA for 5 years, but maybe they had a medical year that they were hurt, and then they had a second one, but because there's so much money involved now, some of the courts are saying, well, they didn't have an opportunity to earn their money, so they should get that extra opportunity, and that's extending out seasons, right? So they're trying to eliminate that by saying, hey, everybody, if you become an NCAA athlete, you have 5 seasons, period. Obviously, they can't if you're already in there and you've already been playing, they would have to grandfather your red shirts, gray shirts, things like that in there, medical stuff. But moving forward, they'd like it to go to a 5-year max, right? Once you're a full-time student. So what that means, there's little caveats, right? So if you are a part-time student, your clock isn't running. But the second you become a full-time student, your clock starts running. And then they want you to get those 5 semesters of participation in the first 10. So essentially 5 years. I don't disagree with it, because what you could choose to do is that would basically say that if you were an NAIA kid or you were a JUCO kid, that time would definitely not count, because it would be 5 years in the NCAA. So once you become a full-time student in the NCAA, then your 5 years would kick off. So if you were, again, I've told you guys, recruiting is going in a different direction. A lot of you guys are trying to go D1 right away, but you get another recruiting session, right? That first recruiting session, if you get to go D1 straight out of high school, great. If not, don't worry about it. Go perform, because you're going to get, these coaches are going to recruit you again. You're going to get another opportunity. And so then that will be that one. But if they go to this 5-year system, obviously participating in JUCO, prep, NAIA, it's not going to end up hurting your recruiting possibilities unless they put in something in there that says somehow merges everybody's rules together. And there you go. All right. Hey, Mike Mutz, New Jersey Future Elite, another partner of the Who's Up Next show and Complete College Prospects. They're part of the firm. You know what I'm saying? They're straight gunslingers out there in New Jersey and New York. Amazing basketball players, trying to get seen, trying to do what they do. It's a fierce environment. I think the public school system in New York was showing, when we were crunching the numbers, was showing something like 4, 5, 6 million kids in all of schools for high school out there, that's a crazy number to be trying to compete against. Mike Mutz got into the firm in 2025 and started pumping out these athletes, making sure that we saw them and we could get them on the show. So we created a segment. We showed it. I think we showed it a few months ago. We're going to try to get that in regular rotation with him and his guys out there, just so they could get seen as well. So New Jersey Future Elite, Mike Mutz, let's go.
Yeah! Walking, whole gym freeze, warm up suit, same color as the team seats, laced up, name on the back, they already know who gon' snap, sweatbands, headphone locked in, coach say chill but I'm locked in, scoreboard blank but I feel 10 up, every eye on me when I stand up, I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, crowd go crazy when they see who we are, hands in the air, they be chanting my name, I don't just play, I'm changing the game, I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, every last second I'm taking it far, from the bench to the rafters, they know I'm that one, I don't just play, I shine like the sun, lay up line, crowd on tilt, first step quick, whole defense spill, cross on me, make the floor look slick, spin in the lane, that's a highlight clip, stadium lights on my sweat drenched jersey, heartbeat loud but the fear can't hurt me, clock tick down, everybody standing, ball in my hands as the whole game I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, crowd go crazy when they see who we are, hands in the air, they be chanting my name, I don't just play, I'm changing the game, I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, every last second I'm taking it far, from the bench to the rafters, they know I'm that one, I don't just play, I shine like the sun, what they say, MVP when I step on court, what they say, whole time ride when I shoot a forward, what they say, can't fall back, gotta go too hard, I don't just play, I live like a star, I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, crowd go crazy when they see who we are, hands in the air, they be chanting my name, I don't just play, I'm changing the game, I'm in the spotlight, ball like an all-star, every last second I'm taking it far, from the bench to the rafters, they know I'm that one, I don't just play, I shine like the sun,
Welcome back. It's the Who's Up Next show. You know who it is, your boy, the big fella, That was Mike Mutz and the guys out there with New Jersey Future Elite. Again, we're gonna keep their set in rotation. So you're gonna see more of them guys. We add other segments to the show. We're always looking for people that want to maybe they want to jump into the industry. If you know what you're doing and we see that as quality, we're definitely okay with implementing adding you into the show as a segment. I just got word from the team about some gentlemen that have a I went to go take a look, right? I went to go take a look to go see about how good the show was. I saw the message from Stan Houston and the guys over at Hall Tech Sports in Alabama. I like it. I like what they're doing down there. So I'm definitely gonna link up with those guys, you know what I'm saying? So that we bring the Who's Up Next show to Alabama. And see what we can do with us and the Hall Tech Sports gentlemen. If you want to go check them out, you know what I'm saying? Stan Houston, Hall Tech Sports. Again, they're high school stats and game analysts, used to write for Prep Red Zone in Alabama. Go check them out. The big fellas checking them out. I wouldn't co-sign them if I didn't think that what they did was great. So I like what they're doing down there. So I'm definitely gonna make sure that I link up with them for sure. For sure. So again, Stan Houston, Hall Tech Sports, down in Alabama. The big fella's always about making sure that we support kids all over the world. I don't care where you go to school. I don't care what country you live in, state you live in. I don't care about any of that. I care about if you're a quality athlete, you're giving yourself a shot. You're a quality coach. You're trying to build something amazing. You're a quality school, and you're trying. You got great standards. You're bringing up great kids, students, and athletes. I'm gonna put you on the show. I'm always willing to link up with you. Always. That's just how it is. You know what? I always put this stuff in here. I don't know where I'm gonna put everything. So I figure out like, this should go here, this should go there. When I was talking to you guys about New York and the amount of kids in New York in high school, again, that's just high school, New York, and then between New York and New Jersey, like it's millions. Like we're talking about 6-7 million combined trying to vie for scholarships and getting out and doing everything. And that's why I always tell you got to be on top of your game. This thing is when you saw Tanya Pacheco talking about it from out there last week, this thing is complicated. And if you're not on top of your game, you're going to fall behind. You're not going to have opportunities for your kid. You're not going to be able to do anything else. But what you can always do is outwork the situation and outwork everybody else. And that just made me want to go. Mike Butt's people made me want to go ahead and put this one in. Let's go.
What do you do when 1,000 other people want the exact same thing you want? You outwork them. That's it. You outwork every single one of them. While they sleep, you grind. When they tired, you keep going because nobody can take what's yours. What do you do when 1,000 other people want the exact same thing you want? You outwork them. That's it. You outwork every single one of them. While they sleep, you grind. When they tired, you keep going because nobody can take what's yours.
Hey, I already told you guys, I'm always going to double it up because sometimes they're short. I want you to get the message. Look, that's what it is. That's what it comes down to. You got to outwork them. There's too many parents that want their kid to succeed. So you better be outworking them. There's too many other athletes that play your sport or your position. So you better be out there outworking them. Look, when it comes to complete college prospect, we already know we had to grow and compete with the big dogs. NCSA is a $250 million a year corporation. CBS and 24/7 Sports, we don't even have to discuss. So in order for us to compete and become a household name and have people tag us at the same time that they tag them, they don't tag all the other little people, but they do tag complete college prospects. If you go Google us, we're going to be at the top of the search, right? If you AI us, it's going to show you that we verified, right? That we do, what we say means something. We had to work 24/7 for the Who's Up Next show to grow and to get as many kids. I don't even know. We've had hundreds of kids on this show over 4 years. And so to grow and to be out here and doing this thing, there's people that have been around forever. We had to do it all the time. It's a work all the time, 24/7 grinding, never taking breaks, never taking time. Period. That's what it is. Reinventing the show, reinventing everything that we do, reinventing our partnerships with other with the firm, reinventing the website and evolving from just recruiting to um, being an industry leader in tech for sports with high schools and schools and federal government, state governments. We had to keep evolving. That's a 24/7 a day thing because you have to be working harder than everyone else. Why do you think as an athlete, when you want to be ranked by, we're not adding NCSA, they suck, right? I just had a parent tell me the other day that they paid them $2,500 and never got anything out of them. Madness, right? But you can't reach out to 24/7 sports and say, how do I get ranked? You got to hope and pray that somebody does anything. One, you're not getting a message back. The reason they don't do that is because if they speak to you, then they have to actually address your concern. Period. If you ask, how do I get ranked or rated, they have to address it, which means they're going to have to do the work. But at Complete College Prospect, you can reach somebody all the time, whether it's through the website, phone, whatever. Like, you could reach someone and that's going to answer your questions and then address your concerns. That entails doing a lot of work. There's not a once a year rating with Complete College Prospect. It's ongoing at all times. You got new data, new information, new measurables, things like that. Then you get updated new film. You get update. I mean, one young lady, I think, got updated like 6 times in 1 year because she played soccer. So they had games and she was getting new numbers and new personal bests and like different things. And she just kept getting rated. Kept getting rated. So you've got to outwork the people. If you want to raise up into whatever it is you do, you want to be the best at your position, you want to make your odds better, you have to. You have to overwork them. You got to outwork them and you got to do work harder than them. Stop saying that you reached out to 200 coaches and nobody responded. Great. Reach out to those same 200 again in a week, them same 200 again in another month, that same 200 again, because everybody is doing that. If you're not connected to somebody that could get you in or some company that could get you in, everyone is doing that. So do it more. Coaches know it's part of the game. Coaches knew what they were signing up for when if they put themselves on X as a recruiter and a coach for the school that they're at, they already know that it's going to blow up. They know everybody's going to reach out to them. That's part of that's part of the job. So reach out and continue to reach out. If you feel like you might be bugging the coaches, you might be doing the job correctly. But if you feel like you are not being reached out to and you are attempting it every now and again, you're not going to have success. That's just the truth. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. Let's keep it pushing. We did that one. I think this one's cool though, right here, man, for sure. For the people that just listen to the show, it gets a little complicated, but
yeah. Dedication 6, of course. Yeah. Dedication 6, of course.
For those that listen to the show, what I played just said that before God elevates you to wherever you're going, to whatever you're going to be, He'll make sure to verify the people that's around you. God won't lift you. Look, and I told you guys, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual for sure. I believe in God. Like that's hands down. I just don't believe in church. I don't believe in and not because there's some really great pastors out there and priests out there and rabbis out there and I'll mess it up. But for the Muslims, same thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of great imams out there that are that mean what they say and they preach in a way that is great. But for me, I just have like I don't like anything. I like my God, like coffee, like I mean, I mix my coffee, but like people say they like their coffee black. I like my God, like me and God, right? So it said God won't elevate you until he clears some of the riffraff from around you. Sometimes we tend to keep people around that we think have our best interests at heart, but they really don't. They might not be bashing you, you know, physically or verbally to other people. It might just be internally that they wishing for your downfall, and they don't want nobody else to know about it because they don't want to look like a bad guy. Gotta separate them up out of there. Because if you take them with you on your success, they'll be the reason that your success becomes failure. That's just facts. That's the facts. So sometimes when you lose people out of your life for whatever reason, right? Sometimes it was meant to be that way so that you can accomplish the other things that you want to accomplish. And it's important that you have that understanding. Sometimes people got to go because they got to go. It gets no simpler than that. Man, you know what? I'm gonna play this other one right here because it just fit. I never know. I just let the show flow and come to me. I have stuff all over the place, and I'll be like, this gonna play here, this gonna play there. But then conversation makes other things come up, and this one fits what I was just saying.
Fake friend worse than a real enemy. 100%.
Like that. Yeah.
That's a fact. Those are bars. Fake friend worse than a real enemy. 100%.
Like that. Yeah.
That's a fact. Those are bars.
Listen, fake friends, fake family is worse than a real enemy. At least your real enemy, you know exactly what they don't like. You can respect that y'all just don't get along. But the fake ones that are around you, when you need to lean on them, will not be there. And that's a moment, that's how people fail. If you feel like your parents support you in your sport and what you're doing and you think they got your back, and then on a day where you tired and you hurting and everything else, and you just need somebody to say, nope, get up, get in the car. I'm still taking you to practice because I know at the end of the day, if I let you stay here, you're going to be upset about the fact that you didn't go. That parent, that friend, they're not going to give you that answer. They're going to say, oh, you cool. You don't want to go today? Great. Well, go in there and rest. Don't worry about it today. You good. That's what happens. That's what happens. So make sure you surround yourself with people that when you are feeling at your weakest, when you are feeling like you just can't go on. And I'm not just talking to athletes, students, parents. When you feel like, man, I'll kill these dudes if my kid breaks one more thing or screams one more time or doesn't flush a toilet or take out the trash or whatever, and you feeling that way, you should have that one person. If it's not your spouse or the person you dating or you just a single parent, your sister or brother, or uncle, auntie, mom, whoever, everybody needs that person that you can rely on in that moment to say, man, stop that. They just kids. We all been there. They're going to be all right. Just get past this one. Reset. If you can't get that from somebody, you might want to readdress who you're hanging out with. Teachers, same thing. If you can't go up the chain at the school to get assistance from the superintendents, the principals, the vice principals, somebody to help you with doing what you do, and they always leaving it on you, man, it might be time to find a new school district. I know that's easier said than done, but sometimes you got to just do what you got to do. Because it means you don't have real support. That's facts. That's the facts. Let's keep this thing moving. See, then when that happens, it messes up the whole show because then everything is thrown off from where I put stuff. Let's go. Bam. Hey, if you like the show, hit that button, subscribe to the damn show. Don't be greedy. Share it with your friends. You guys already know. I play it all the time. This is the Who's Up Next show is there for, again, it's for you guys. It's for you guys. You know what's funny to me? Everybody always, like, for all the people that watch this show, between all of the Buzzsprout. It's now going to be on Instagram. It's on X. It's on YouTube. And like 7 other platforms, right? If you have an athlete, why are you not submitting your athlete to me? Like, don't wait for look, Kevin and Mark, they be out there doing it. Like they're out there looking. Mike, they're out there doing their thing, right? But they can't be everywhere at once. If you watch this show and you got a youth athlete, you got a high school athlete, you got a student, you got a dance student, you got a tech student, chess, debate. I love all of that stuff, right? So you got all of that. Why not hit the big fella up and just be like, yo, here's my kid. Here's my kid. Check him out. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Blah, blah. I can't, like to get my kid on the show, whatever. It's your show. I just had the pleasure of sitting here on Sunday mornings and putting out information and supporting them and supporting you. But what I never understand is if 700 people see a video, most of y'all got nephews, nieces, kids, grandkids, like that are doing this thing. Why not hit your boy up? You don't have to wait for Mike and Kevin and Mark to find you. You could just hit me too. Who's up next? Man, let's go. Let me go over here, man. So y'all have this thing down. I need to run these more, but it is what it is. You can hit me up at the Who's Up Next show at gmail.com. That'll get you locked in. Let's see, you can hit us up over at ccprospects.com. That'll get you locked in. You could go to X and hit me up at the Who's Up Next 23. That'll get you locked in. Those are the best ways. And then we rocking and rolling, right? You don't have to wait. For you athletes that watch the show, why don't you reach out? This isn't one of those things. I know most places you won't get any information. Nobody will talk to you, won't hear anything, whatever. That's not us. It's not us. If you reach out and you're ready, like everything looks ready, is presentable, the big fella got you. There you go. All right, let's dial in. Bam. What was I going to wait? So there was stuff I wanted to wait on when it came to the NCAA. So 2 things. After discussions with the NCAA and everything, when it comes to our certifications and stuff like that, we have Next Edge NIL, which does all the stuff of teaching, the simulators, everything to help CCP clients to learn how to go through NIL and do all these other things. We are now, it's being built. It should be done here in the next few weeks. But we will now be accredited through the colleges and Department of Education, everything like that, to offer NIL agent certification that falls into the guidelines of what the NCAA expects from most agents on the pro side. Instead of just being random, if you're interested in becoming an NIL agent, obviously you got to take an exam to get into the program. Not everybody makes it. You got to take an exam to get into the program. You got to, I think we're thinking it's going to be self-paced. You can run it for about, it should be about a 6-month thing, but you could do it faster than that. You could do it slower than that. But it will teach you everything it is to be an NIL agent and receive your certification. Let me go over here and make sure I get all the information up. I don't want to get it all wrong. Where was those notes? So Next Edge NIL Elite Agent Certification powered by Complete College Prospects. It will be up. It will be running. You'll have 2 options. You could choose to take the course and the certification, and then if you want access to Complete College Prospect athletes, obviously it costs one price, and then you're technically with CCP, or you can do it and then go out on your own, strike out on your own, and do your thing. Obviously, that costs you less, but you will be accredited. The NCAA will be more receptive to you because you have it from Complete College Prospects. So it's an industry that's wide open. There's millions of athletes, and everyone's looking for honest representation. And this will give you every aspect of it, starting, about how to start your company, how to do everything it is that you do. Wow, what an incredible opportunity for anyone looking at it. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's fantastic. Whether you want to represent your own kid, if you're a student and you're thinking about going into coaching or representation of athletes, maybe that's something you'll want to do. You will need to be 18 or older, obviously, because it's on the college side. But again, there are prerequisites about things you got to take an exam and depending on what you score, that'll get you in to the program, or not in. And then you can take the test. If you don't pass the entrance exam to get into the program, you can take it again once a month until you are able to pass. And then you got to get in, and then you got to obviously pass all the other stuff, real world training and real world results. So there you go. That's the newest super big information from Complete College Prospects. I know there was something else that'll come to me later. It is what it is. Oh, nope. Let's do it right now. Right now. Notre Dame. I love you guys. I absolutely love what you just did, because you just turned the whole the whole college world upside down, and other people are going to have to do the same, because you're going to get all the athletes. You're going to get all the best students. Here's what Notre Dame did. This was just announced, and it's going to be effective this fall for the 26-27 class. Look, if you want to go to college, you want to go to big time, go to Notre Dame. I don't care if you're a student. I don't care if you're an athlete. I'm recommending Notre Dame, and you're about to find out why.
The University of Notre Dame announced some big changes to its financial aid program on Wednesday. Families with an annual income below $150,000 will no longer have to pay tuition. In addition, families with an annual income below $200,000 will receive financial aid that covers half their tuition bill. The changes go into effect at the beginning of the 2026-2027 academic year.
This moment of silence is on purpose. I just want that to marinate. They have like a $9 billion coffer, so they can afford to do it. Their program, their new TV deals, going to be amazing. Notre Dame was one of the schools that was like, yeah, no, we're not going to play in the playoffs or do all this other stuff in the offseason for football. We're just going to wait. You do what we got to do, get ready for the next year. Like, they can afford to do it. I think it's amazing. They will be able to offer better scholarships, more full rides to students when it comes to sports, because your tuition is already covered if your parents don't make that amount of money. So all they're really covering is your books and room and board and stuff like that. And you could fit all of that into your financial aid. So it's going to help the school immensely. They're going to get the best talent, because why would you not? Want my athlete to go to Notre Dame, right? If I'm being honest, that news is so big that they will be one of the schools that I recommend the most. Why would I not? Why would I not? A historic program when it comes to sports across the board, right? Education, historic. Now, of course, you're going to have to qualify to get into Notre Dame, but understand what they've just done. They've changed everything. A lot of these politicians that are like, they didn't want everybody to have their school loans paid for, didn't pay for school themselves. They weren't politicians back then. But back in the day, college it didn't have these kind of expenses. It didn't cost like this. For a lot of people, they got to go to school for free. Not just the politicians, but a lot of people that attended college back in the day. got to go to school for free. Notre Dame just bringing back a tradition that used to exist. But good on you, Notre Dame. I mean that. Big fella loves it. Because at the end of the day, it's about the students. I love it. I absolutely love it. They're going to make that money back hand over fist. Hand over fist. All right, let's keep it moving. Let me make sure I take that out. Now, I'm going to keep playing that Notre Dame thing for a minute because that news is life-changing. All you athletes and parents out there, if your kid has got a 3.5 or especially for all you guys that your kids are 4.0 and above, as student athletes, if you're even if they don't offer a scholarship, if you're not trying to do a walk-on situation out there and it's not costing you anything, you're crazy. If all you're getting is terrible offers that just don't work for your family, then crazy. Shoot your shot. Good on Notre Dame. All right, we did Mike. We did the Special Olympics. Let's play this one.
Closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now.
For those of you that are going to listen to the show instead of visually seeing the show, what I played was a clip that just said that, look, athletes, one day all your gear is going to be put away. All the balls are going to be put away. The lights are going to go out on the field or the court. And your life as an athlete will be done. So even in the hard times and the bad times, enjoy the fact that you're an athlete right now. If you're not getting to play and you're frustrated, work harder. But don't complain, because right now you are still on the team and having an opportunity to be a part of something special and to live out your dreams. But whether you're great at it, whether you're just okay at it, one day the lights will not be on. One day the sneakers or the cleats won't be on. One day there will be no crowd cheering, no referees, no one standing opposite of you for you to compete against. So enjoy every bit of that right now. Because what you're doing is fun and it's special. It's hard. It can be aggravating. But right now, you're living the best time of your life. Enjoy it. Because one day it won't be there. That's what was said in that video. Man, these ones, I don't even know what's on these, but we're going to shoot them anyway. Let's go.
You can't please everybody. When I learned I can't please everybody, my life was great. I don't care what you think about me. I don't give a fuck. Because you can't let the world dictate who you are.
That's like, if I worry about what everybody else saying, I'm living for them and not me. You know, I got to live for me, bro, because this I only get one time. It's the only life I got. You know what I mean? And when it's said and done, I don't want any regrets saying that I didn't do this because I was concerned what somebody was going to say or somebody's going to feel. Because one thing I do know, man, you can do it however you want to do it. You are not going to make everybody happy. So just make sure your star player is happy. Yourself.
When you always living to please others, you're going to always be in a constant state of depression because you're never doing nothing for you. When you start doing things for you to make you happy, then you can make somebody else happy because you're happy.
Hey, that's real though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking with my middle brother a couple of days ago, and we were discussing this same topic about being happy, living your life. You know, as former athletes, we always thought that the best time of our life was as we were athletes. We found out that wasn't true. It was just a part of life, right? And that's having the ability to go from being a peewee athlete to a professional athlete And still, there's so much more to life. But the most important person in your life should always be you. I was telling my brother that I think that we are taught wrong from birth. We're always taught to consider everyone else. We're always taught to consider everyone else's feelings, everyone else's time, everyone else's emotions. But I think that's not correct. We should give that consideration. But ultimately, the first person that should be considered in your life is you, because it's your life. What if I consider someone else's time in their life and they're going to get 30 years longer to live than me? We just lost Chuck Norris. My boy Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. One was 54, one was 81. Think about that. One was 54 and one was 81. One person got 20 plus years longer than the other. You don't know when your ticket's going to be punched. So I think you should really consider doing some things that are going to make you happy. Doesn't mean you step on someone else, right? Doesn't mean that you ignore someone else's needs and things like that. It just means that you need to consider yours. That's facts. I always tell my son, it's cool you want to help somebody else get a rep, but I got to get mine first. You could get your rep, and it's your job to make sure you get your rep. But if you wait for me to help you get a rep, I'm probably going to get 3 reps before I help you get a rep. Because I got to guarantee mine, my position, my bag. It's no different than when you're on the airplane, they say secure your mask before you try to help the person next to you secure their mask. That's facts. If we both fall out the boat in the middle of the ocean, I better find a way for me to live before I try to help you live. Because if I help you live, I might die. It doesn't mean I want you to die. It just means that let me secure me so that I can then help you. That's the way that it works. I think if we all do that, we'll find that we could be a little bit more considerate. We can help a lot more people. We could get along and understand more people. We can understand our coaches as athletes, because sometimes we're like, yo, I hate that dude or that woman because they're like, they don't understand me. But did you try to work hard for yourself first and then understand your coach? Maybe they're doing the best they could do too. If your best ain't perfect, what makes you think their best is perfect? That's just the facts. That's the facts. Let's roll with, let's go Mark Gibson, coast to coast. Bam.
Yeah. From the baseline to the logo. You know the name. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast. If you got skill, he'll find it out. Day after day, that's the Gibson way. Blowing the mains on the Who's Up Next show. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast. If you got heart, then let it show. Day after day, that's the Gibson way. If you got diamond, he gon' know. From the driveway out to the packed out stands. If you hustle on the hardwood, he got eyes on the line. From the east side jails to the west side court, seeking nothing, never sitting like a highlight sport. Spin move, step back, crowd go nuts. He already seen the tape, he don't lead no lut. If he running in the dark, running extra drills, he gon' pull up, sit back, say I like that skill. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast, coast to coast. If you got skill, he'll find you though. Day after day, that's the Gibson way, blowing them names on the Who's Up Next show. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast, coast to coast. If you got heart, then let it show. Day after day, that's the Gibson way. If you got Damien, he gon' know. From a small town kid with the tape up shoes to the city park star on the evening news. If you like it, man, running lines all summer, he gon' pull your clip, make it far rank number from the back. Boy, gang to the shot clock buzz. Every sleeper in the gym, yeah, you know who was. If you want that shine, that'll bring that fire. 'Cause Mark Gibson, now he'll build a future empire. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast, coast to coast. If you got skill, he'll find it over. Day after day, that's the Gibson way, blowing them names on the Who's Up Next show. Mark Gibson, go coast to coast, coast to coast. If you got hard, then
Welcome back. It's the Who's Up Next show. It's your boy, the big fella. That's Mark Gibson, coast to coast. He had 2 athletes this week. Yo, the young lady, the young soccer player, Samantha, that kick from the sideline, I thought it was like high, right? I thought it was going to be high over the net, right? I didn't think that was an amazing shot. Like, that was and it was planned. It wasn't an accident. Like, she knew what she was doing. She was shooting that shot. It looked like, to me, when I first saw it, it looked like it was just a bad kick. Instead, it was perfect top corner, you know what I'm saying, of the net, the goal. And it was amazing. Like, it was absolutely amazing. I had to watch it a few times because I was like, that's crazy. Soccer is so fascinating to me because I was watching video, we always want to make sure we're up on everything with every sport. So, we're watching the training video with the coaches that know what they're watching, just so we can learn. And you're watching these practice shots. Their practice shots are so, excuse me, so amazing and on the money. They practice, like, when we think that something just happened, it didn't. They practice those upper corner kicks, like, on purpose. The same way you have quarterbacks throwing into nets in buckets, they practice those shots. I can never imagine being able to do that. And I'm extremely athletic. Like, I pick up sports really fast, and I can't imagine being able to, like, make just those super perfect shots where it's right over the tip of the fingers of the goalie. You're placing it in and you've practiced it. Again, it's not an accident. You've practiced it. When she threw the ball in and did the little somersault to throw it in, that's practice. That's not, I just decided to do something one day. Like, that's an actual thing to get the ball exactly where her teammates could score. It's super fascinating. You're gonna have to ignore the big fella. I geeked out for a minute, but yeah, that shot was just amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Again, Mark, good pick. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Hey, man, again, make sure you like and subscribe to the show. Go over to YouTube and do it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can follow it on X and all that too, but go over to YouTube, follow the show. That way you never miss anything, because our shorts and everything are never on like X and all that. Everything else is over there. So, and that's looking like where we're going back to, because TikTok is super messed up right now. But yeah, there you go. Let's roll. I got to do it again. I'm gonna do it a couple times before I get out of here. But Jersey Mike's, March 25th, 100% of all locations. The money is going to the Special Olympics. Again, if you just got into the show, you know how I feel about it. Please go to Jersey Mike's on March 25th. If you're there, all your money's going to for your meal. So you're getting a meal. It's not free money, right? You're getting a meal. That money is going to go to the Special Olympics, 100% of it. And, the big fella had to jump on board with that. So if you go there, you buy yourself, you're at Jersey Mike's, you're purchasing, a meal for your family or whoever. I'll let you hit Complete College Prospect for one membership for one athlete. You just have to be able to show us proof. You can't just say you was at Jersey Mike's. Like, we got to see that you did it. Don't go there, pick up receipts and all that other stuff. Because look, it'll all backfire on you one day. That's, what I'm saying? Just go do your thing. We got you locked in. There you go. Jersey Mike's. Let's go where I want to go. Hey, so look, the show is raw. It's what it is, man. This one's about life. I agree with it. Life is not your friend. when it comes to trying to succeed at this thing. And the sooner you know it, the better you're going to be.
Life doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Some days it's easy, some days it's harder, but it's always good if you realize, like, you could be dead. You could have never been born. This is what's killing people. Keeping up with the Joneses, other people's opinions. Whatever you're worried about, you can go backwards. Gary, fuck you, you don't get it. Yeah, I do get it, actually. Perspective. Deciding to be grateful for what I have versus dwelling on what I don't have or what's not going well, and just like living that life.
A lot of times when I talk to parents, they'll say, hey man, I just need to help my kid get some offers. You know, what like I'm trying to get them out to the big schools. And I'll be like, well, do they have any interest? They'll be like, yeah, I got like 22 offers, but they're not D1. In that moment, I know exactly what, excuse me, what type of family I'm dealing with. Well, all of his or her friends are, you know, are going to these big schools. Great. Who cares? Great. Their friends are going to these big schools. A lot of them are going to be in the portal after year one. Some of them aren't even going to be playing anymore after year one. But you don't not have scholarships. You're not overlooked because you have 22 offers. They might not be D1, but your path might not be D1 first. There might be a bigger, better plan for you. It might be the direction you need to go in. Look, in that conversation with my brother, we was talking about, you know, paths in life, right? And like I said, talking about how these things work and everything else, you know, we discussed it. One of us had a straight path. One of us had the detour and come back around to get on path. One of my brothers was on the path and then injury took him off the path completely. He can never play sports ever again. I have always been the guy that I have a love for like fighting, right? So didn't matter. Football field, basketball court, track, you can guarantee I'm probably gonna fight somebody, right? That was the knock all the time. Didn't matter. I took the straight path, but that was a path to a stop. That wasn't a path to what my destiny was, what my legacy will be, right? That was just a path to sports. That was a pretty straight path. No big deal there. But to get to this place where I'm changing other people's lives, right? Where generations will have become part of the process from the things that I've been doing for the last 5 years, right? Well, 10 years. I had to go the long way around to get here. I had to go the long way around because I didn't want to listen to that. It's about someone else instead of me. I promise you, my time as an athlete, I was the most selfish human being on planet Earth. And I mean that. Like I like selfish and as all get out. But through that, and then the detour around to get back to here, I had to appreciate the journey because sometimes I talk to families that are suffering through things that I've been through that if I had just had a straight path, I'd have never have dealt with. And so I'm able to speak to that family and help them get to where they're trying to go. If a family tells me that they're homeless, I've been there. I know what that feels like as a kid. So I get it. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let's start here. I don't say, hey, you want to get your kid to college, but you're going through a bout of homelessness. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you can go to school, it's going to cost you $20,000. I'm like, oh, wait, don't do that. Let's do this other way. Let's do this other thing because I remember what that was like to not have food in your refrigerator, to not have a roof over your head, right? So we could do that. Or maybe your kid is going through, was bullied and has some issues they need to work out in order to succeed in college and sports as well. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to have been bullied. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to, if you're a single parent, I know what that was like to be raised by a single parent, well, to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Death, divorce, I've seen it. I lived through those things, right? Um, to come out the other side. Most people don't know, like obviously I never share my business, right? But the big fella was when I was young, I'm saying in my 20s, like I saw a lot of life, right? A lot of things go right, go wrong. And I had to maneuver those things so I could come over here and help you. So I can help your kids. So I can help your path. I can help you do the things you need to do and say that whatever you're going through will get better. And it not just be words out my mouth, but actual experience saying that no matter what it is you're going through, it will get better. Right? Like that's it. So life isn't your friend, but as long as you appreciate that you have life, because as long as you're breathing, you can change. As long as you're breathing, it could get better. It took me a while. It took me a while to not say, well, this kid got more because of this. We didn't have shoes because of this. No, my people did the best they could. They did the best that they could. So stop looking at what your friends have or your teammates have and start figuring out what do you have that makes you special, that you're going to get to that other place and stay. A lot of kids that go D1 out of high school, I'm telling you now, the percentage of them that stay D1 after that first semester of playing is less than 10%. That's a fact. The amount of kids that stay D1 after that first semester, because coaches are relying on what they looked at when you were in high school to say when a kid gets offered a D1 scholarship, that is not a guarantee that they're D1 material. What it is that they have a high probability that they might be D1 material. But most of them go and find out that they are not. And it might not be athletic. It might be that they can't keep the damn grades up. It might be that they like having a life. In high school, they were able to play the sport and still have a life. Go to school, associate, have a life, go party, go do this, go do that. When you're a D1 athlete in college, you're an athlete. That's your job. So you're going to train 2-3 times a day, plus have treatments and meetings and everything else, and still have to go to school. Some people can't succeed in that environment. So don't worry about what they have. Maybe you need to go take the pre-test before you get to the test. See, a lot of us want to just jump into the exam without knowing what it feels like out there. But maybe, just maybe, you need to go to a JUCO or NAIA or a D3, you know what I'm saying, a D2, to go over there and dip your toes in the water and get a look at the test from a distance. So that when you get to the test, you're ready for it because you had time to practice for it. But a lot of these kids go from high school to D1. They didn't see the test. They thought they saw the test when they were watching games and competitions. They didn't know that the test was more than that. They didn't know that peer pressure in college is more than that. They didn't know how hard it really was when there's no parents waking you up to go to class, when there's no one to answer to until it's too late. They didn't know. So just remember that. All right, let's roll. Right here. For all you, look, I saw a grown-ass man not be able to go train his kid, the kids he was responsible for, because his kid relationship fell apart. So I'm definitely putting this up. Look, if you know, you know. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just telling y'all how this thing is. When it comes to relationships for your kids in high school or whatever, look, heartbreak does whatever. It takes a minute for people to learn a lesson. So this, whether it's boys are dream killers, girls are dream killers. Look, if you don't think so, I promise you'll find out.
The University of Notre Dame announced some big changes to its...
My bad.
Girls are dream killers. Yeah, girls are dream killers. Amara has a beautiful girlfriend, and talking about inside, not out. She's beautiful outside too, but just been together since 10th grade, just wonderful. But at that time, when I met her, she was in 16 years old, and I told her, Amara, I don't have a girlfriend. Girls are dream killers. Yeah, girls are dream killers. Everybody knows that. So you agree with that? I got to put you on the spot.
No, I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. Unlike you, I have 2 daughters.
And also, I would say to them, girls, if I had girls, boys are dream killers. You agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So we're all on the same page with this thing here. So I told him that, but not to say anything bad towards her, just to try to give him a good foundation to understand this mission we're on. You can't screw around. You know, oh, I'm in love. Oh. No, I can't play the game. I can't play that. I'm in love. She broke my heart. You can't have that. You can't get the heart broke. You know, I mean, love.
Hey, I mean, it'll be another love, but I mean, even in that, right? You say tall woman, short woman, women are dream killers, but they're now adults and they've made it. And to have a son who's been with the same young lady since the 10th grade, obviously she has been a part of the dream. How do you think grandfather John Brown would be?
I already have Equanimity has I have a grandbaby.
Okay.
I'm always trying to put a tennis racket in her hand right now. She's only 5. I'm like, what's going on? What we doing? we got to get it going. He's 5 years old. We started in my house. We started training at 5 years old. You can't screw around, you know? I mean, why? Look, even my wife made them learn German, went to German school, French school. They took the SAT in 3 languages, German, French, and English. All 3 of my boys. They was top at everything. We just tried to destroy you at everything. Academics, sports, we trying to take your lunch. We just ripping your heart out. That's the model in my house. Rip their heart. Rip them out.
Look, you see, it goes both ways. Some of us need to sit down and talk with our athletes or our students about the fact that, look, relationships come and go. Some are going to last forever, right? Some work. It's not often from high school on that it works, but it does. Sometimes it does. I've seen it. It just does. But at the same time, we need to start addressing, and we need to teach our kids to start addressing that the people that we involve ourselves with, not just in relationships, but in friendships and everything else, if they don't understand they don't understand the dream, or they ever, even one time they ask you to sacrifice something that you're trying to do for the dream to spend time together, then that's a dream killer. I don't care if it's your parents. Talking to athletes now. If your parent is like, yeah, we're gonna go on vacation, but you gotta be at practice. I'm just telling you, if you're old enough to stay home by yourself, stay home by yourself. Like, yeah, I'm not going on that vacation. I got to get it done, because while you're on vacation and enjoying things with your friends and your family or whoever, Amaran, you see how his dad said with his boys. There's people like that out there. That while you on vacation, they working. Their plan is to dominate everything and anything. Parents, when you thinking of these things and you're like, yo, I'm gonna go on vacation, or I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna go to dinner, or we got a birthday party, we got family in town. Hey, family in town just mean family better be on their way to practice with us. We're gonna sit in the stands and watch this practice. You came to town knowing exactly how we live our life. You can come, or you can wait for us at the house, or you could go out and do something on your own, but we got to go do this thing. Because the dream is the dream, because there's other people out there that's how they see life. If you want to compete, I am making you aware of the monsters that are out there, right? The people that will do anything to get there. They will sacrifice anything to get there. So if you're not willing to sacrifice a little bit of pain, a little bit of blood and sweat and tears, a vacation, a birthday, or whatever, you're going to have problems. You can't beat that other kid. Their system is built better. And I know there's going to be people out there that are like, oh yeah, but you know, my kid, like we need a break. And sometimes they just need a break from things. Yeah. Like I've told you, I don't believe in doing your sport all year round. And you might need a break. Now, if you take a break from everything and you're like, yo, fit it in during that time, because you could train on vacation, but will you? See, that's the other part. You can train on vacation, but will you? You want to go on a cruise? Are you going to hit the little workout room? You want to go on vacation? Or are you going to stop every day and make sure you get a good workout in? Not that jokey joke workout because you're with friends and family and you're like, we want to hurry up because we're going to go to like Disneyland or somewhere. Not, you can't do that, right? You got to be dead ass serious about it. You got to ask yourself. Because that's what you're competing against. The only reason my son is still in the hunt, there has been no vacations. He had the job is the job. The vacations are built into the job. Oh, he has a camp over here. We're going to be there for 2 days. That's vacation. Even if it's in the middle of nowhere doing nothing, we'll go see that hole in the ground that they said an asteroid hit. Yeah, that's the vacation. It has to be in order to compete. And that's in any sport, doing anything at any time. Just telling you guys, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. All right, let's keep this moving. Coast to coast, Mark Gibson. We got Watchtower. Watchtower's coming up. Where did I put it? Oh, there we go. Watchtower, Kevin Moses. It's a great group.
Yeah. Who's up next? Tell me who's up next now. Boot up to the set, like low, hard jump. Name up on the board, one shot, big stunt. From the Watchtower view, I see them all lined up. Diamonds in the dust, to the right one shined up. They say Kevin Moses, you a long shot kid. How they chant that name every time that I skip. This don't miss, wrist locked in. Hit after hit, yeah, I live that script. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding those diamonds in the rough, still shining. Kevin Moses, just don't miss. Keep shining, young star like this. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding little sparks that the world still blinded. Kevin Moses, just don't miss. Keep shining, young star like this. Hey, phones in the crowd, this they crew still sway. Grandma in the kitchen, same groove, same game. Saying, baby, if it glow, they gon' feel that flame. So I drop one song, whole block know my name. How they call the show just to catch my wave. Every underdog dream that I cried to save. I see one kid, notebook, head down, shy. I tell them, look up, that's your name in the sky. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding those diamonds in the rough, still shine. Kevin Moses, just don't miss. Keep shining, young star like this. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding little sparks that the world still blind. Kevin Moses, just don't miss. Keep shining, young star like this. Hands up high if you feel that fire. Keep shining, young star. One time for the late night rider. From the Watchtower. Every note turn to one, your high. Stay bright, go high. Every rough stone turn to sapphire. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding those diamonds in the rough, still shining. Kevin Moses, just don't miss. Keep shining, young star like this. From the Watchtower, I keep on finding.
Welcome back. It's the Who's Up Next show. It's your boy, the big fella. That's Kevin Moses in Watchtower. Again, these gentlemen are out there grinding, looking for you. They don't miss, man. The firm is solid. The firm, you just don't know how much effort the firm puts into making sure that every athlete that we can possibly catch goes and get it without being missed. You know what I'm saying? The firm is just, it's a passion, it's a love, and Kevin Moses and them, they're just special. They're special. So let's hit the firm's commercial and give them their love.
Yeah.
This that firm talk. Complete college prospect. Baby.
Came from the bleachers, mama in the cold stands. Coach say grades first, you just want both plans. Books in the banners, cleats in the book bag. Whole city doubted, we just let the proof brag. Huddle with the fam,
They ain't know the process, we turn stress into maps. Turned out into progress, they tryna tax you the dream. We ain't on that, one price, one time, stamp on the contract. One price, one time, that's the move, that's the move. We never come up short, we come through. The firm on the grind for your future. We just here to make your dream come true. One price, one time, that's the move, that's the move. High school to campus, that route true. The firm on the grind for your future. We just here to make your dream come true. Film in the laptop, stats in the email. Colleges tap in, we already pre-sale. Line up the visits, flights, talks, details. Teach you the lingo so you read all the fine scale. No games, no gimmicks. We straight with the blueprint, they play with your time. We sharpen your tools, then locker room prayers turn into dorm keys from first down Fridays to cap and gown seats. One price, one time, that's the move, that's the move. We never come up short, we come through, never, never. The firm on the grind for your future. We just here to make your dream come true. One price, one time, that's the move, that's the move. High school to campus, that route true, route true. The firm on the grind for your future. We just here to make your dream come true. From the court to the field to the classroom, we gon' walk every step when the grad bloom. You ain't just a number on a stat sheet. You a first day freshman with a pack. One price, one time, that's the move, that's the move. We never come up short.
Welcome back to the Who's Up Next show. That's the firm. Look, it's right now, I think we're up to like 20 companies, 21 companies that are all, working in a process to make sure that your kid has the best opportunity and doesn't get overlooked. And the work is getting put in to make sure of this. It is one of those things where everyone wants to know what they can do to try to get their kid seen or to give their kid an opportunity. And Complete College Prospect and the firm is it. That's the truth. That's the truth of the matter, right? We can play games with it. We can say whatever. We can say that there's other companies out there that you could use. There absolutely is. That go ahead if you want to. But for our guarantee to you is that no stone will go unturned to get your kid where your kid is trying to go. That's the facts. And we've got so much going in that direction between, we're really pressing forward with locking down ourselves with the government and doing all that stuff. It's just been chaos at the Department of Education. So figuring out where the grants and all the other stuff are going to go. But we're dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Once they get their stuff situated, then that will be there. Whether it's working with your athletic associations across the country to get that stuff done. That reminds me, I got to find this other clip real quick because it's important. We're doing all the things that are necessary to get your kid what they need, and to make sure that they're seen. There are young men and women out there that are working their butt off to get some stuff done, and they're seeing it pay off. That are with Complete College Prospects, and they're watching their lives change overnight. And so, that's it. But Kevin Moses, Mark Gibson, and the firm, like I said, reach out to any of the brands that are a part of the firm, and you will get locked in. But it's important that to help yourself. We got a new thing over at Complete College Prospect. We were going to give out stock when it came to the first like 200,000 athletes from January 2026 that signed up, right? But we're not going to do it like that because if you think you have time, then you'll wait until it's too late. So every day, just like Krispy Kreme has their hot sign on the Complete College Prospect at ccprospects.com, there is a link right there on as soon as you click on the homepage. Once a day for 60 minutes, period, We don't know when that 60 minutes is. It's random every day. None of it is in the middle of the night. When that comes on, if you get your membership during that time, you get to spin the wheel. You might receive anything from 1 share of stock at Complete College Prospects to 10 shares. Once a day. You got to go and hope that you in there at that time, figure out how it works, so that you can, do what you do. But yeah, once a day, that's where it is. And it's life-changing. It really is. It's one of those things that why would you not, in order to help yourself out and get where you're trying to go and do the things you're trying to do. But it's still up to you. It's up to you to go over there and change how your future is laid out, how your future is going to go. It's just what it is. I think I found this little video I want to make sure that we put up real quick. But yeah, that's it right there. Boom. Hey, again, Complete College Prospects, if you're in the Vegas area, you want to come out, shoot your podcast, you're looking for a space for that. Complete College Prospect headquarters now has 4 studios that you could choose to use with different backgrounds, lighting, everything else. You can bring in your own stuff. There's 4 different ones that can be set up different ways to do what you're trying to do. So we want to make sure we're showcasing all of that stuff. Come in, check it out. There's photography, videography, editing, all kinds of stuff, man. We just had families in doing photos and stuff like that. We'll get them on the show in order to see what the photograph package is. Every Saturday is athlete media package day, where you come in, you could get a full photo shoot, editing, graphics, all kinds of stuff, super low prices. So you can put yourself out there. So if you come on vacation here, make sure you come in on a Saturday, get you a media day in your uniform, everything else, prom, whatever. It's all set up. It's pretty amazing with some of the photos. But like I say, whether you in there trying to get your graphics done, whether you in there trying to get your prom photos done, Complete College Prospect is doing everything. This thing has become a real media, tech and media corporation. There's nothing that we actually don't do. We've hit. That's why I said that the value of what your kid gets at Complete College Prospects is different. Let alone being able to get on the Who's Up Next show. So lock in and yeah. If you're crazy enough to go to those other companies, ask them, do they do all this stuff? Do you have access to that as a member? Do you have access to these things as a member with them? Or is it just that you get to put your profile up, add your own video, do your own things, and hope and pray that someone somehow stumbles upon your information? There you go. There you go. Let's run, did we run this one? Sorry if we did. I'll take it off and put the next
This is going to continue to mount. I've already talked to many presidents. They're fed up with it. And if given the opportunity, they would love to sell their football program for $500 million to $1 billion and endow the rest of sports. So I think that could very likely happen by 2035. We have one system trying to operate a semi-professional league and an amateur sports league in the same governance structure. And it's impossible. It's cracking and it's eventually going to shatter and break. And then the most important thing is conferences realign geographically and can start playing schools within a couple 100-mile radius opposed to California teams playing New York teams. So if I could draw it up, that's what it would look like. And I honestly think it's a win-win-win for everybody involved. I do.
So these things are true. There's so much that's about to come down the pipeline when it comes to college sports. So it's important that you guys understand, we're in a transition phase when it comes to sports, scholarships, financial, everything. So for a little bit, you can't just accept that this is traditional recruiting, or even when your kid gets into college, that it's a traditional situation. It is not. And so it's going to be important that you guys have an understanding of that and that you learn to be proactive in making sure that your kid is okay, and the success at which they do what they do, because it really is. It's going to be tricky for a little bit, and so that's extremely important. So just a heads up, just something for you guys to look at and understand that that's where this thing is going. Um, yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I didn't get a chance to cue this video up, but I wanted to show it for everybody that lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, and across the country with these prep schools, these high school, like the IMGs, the modern days, and all that kind of stuff. They should not be playing in the public school systems because their rules don't work the same. The schools here in Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm finally proud of CCSD for standing up finally, at least once in their life. They have stood up to Bishop Gorman, which is a monster program here, and this is what they decided.
Next 2 school years beginning this fall. The step makes all district football teams ineligible for recognized Class 5A and 4A state titles. CCSD schools will play football games against one another, but still abide by NIAA bylaws to avoid playing Bishop Gorman. That will leave private schools like Bishop Gorman and Faith Lutheran, and charter schools like Sloan Canyon and Slam Nevada as the only Southern schools eligible to compete for a recognized NIAA state football title. Bishop Gorman's long-standing dominance in Nevada high school football has reached a breaking point, and Clark County School District programs have taken unprecedented measures to avoid playing the Gales. According to the Nevada Interscholastic Activities Association, CCSD principals informed the NIAA that district schools aligned in Class 5A and 4A will play as independents for the next 2 school years beginning this fall. The step makes all district football teams ineligible for recognized Class 5A and 4A state titles. CCSD schools will play football games against one another, but still abide by NIAA bylaws to avoid playing Bishop Gorman. That will leave private schools like Bishop Gorman and Faith Lutheran, and charter schools like Sloan Canyon and Slam Nevada as the only Southern schools eligible to compete for a recognized NIAA state football title.
Sorry, it wasn't queued up. It was lost and it wasn't in here. I just saw that and I wanted to put it up. So you got a little bit of that twice. But I want you to understand, it's twofold, right? I'm happy for CCSD because Bishop Gorman has been dominant. They've won, like, in the last 15 years, they won 14 state titles. But they get to recruit from all over the country without violation. They can reclass kids without violation. You can't do any of that in CCSD. If you live in a neighborhood, you could do it. If you want to change schools, there's a penalty to it. They can even give you the deaf violation, which takes away your whole high school career. They got all kinds of rules. You can't follow your coaches. If you got coached by a coach somewhere else, you can't follow them to the next school. It's called the Oregon Trail rule. They could they could suspend you for a year. There's all these things that everybody else has to do. They don't get to pay for a better education, blah, blah, but Bishop Gorman does. And then you want the public school teams to compete against that. They have a college training facility for their athletes, whether it's, and I'm not knocking them, right? I think it's fantastic. You should do it. We were going to do it for my kid. We didn't like some of they recruited them, and we just didn't like some of the stuff that was in the contract. But it's not fair to the public school kids. It's not fair that they should have to compete against someone. Bishop Gorman has won 2 national championships in the last 7 years. They shouldn't have to do that. Now, what does piss me off, and I've had my own dealings as a corporation with the NIAA here, is that immediately the NIAA should have turned around and said, no, we're not going to punish all the public schools. We're just going to force Bishop Gorman to play in Faith Lutheran and them to play in a national type schedule. Because now what you have to understand is those kids that will play 5A, 4A, those schools, they'll play each other. They cannot win. They cannot play playoffs. They cannot play in a state championship game. They cannot. They will play their 9-game season, and that will be the end of that. which means they're going to come up short in some instances 2, maybe 3 extra games across the board in football. And then when it comes to, if they do the same thing for basketball, they have to. If they do it for football, they have to do it for basketball, baseball, softball, track, soccer, all that, right? So if they do these same things in that vein, these kids for the next 2 years cannot win state titles, cannot have playoff play. So for basketball, that might be an extra 10 games. You see what I'm saying? So these kids are they're now going to be punished, not on purpose, definitely not by CCSD. I support CCSD 100%. So not by CCSD, but when it comes to the NIAA, they should have erred on the side of, well, wait a minute, let's just keep all the public schools in, since there's hundreds of them, and taken out the private schools and said, hey, you guys are going to have to figure something out. We can't do this thing. It's better to have fought that one lawsuit than anything else. But Bishop Gorman itself should have just said world travel. They're well funded. They have the best stadium in the state. They have the best facilities in the state. It's an amazing school. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not knocking the school or the program or the kids. I'm just saying that they should be competing. Like IMG competes against all the other schools that are private like them. They don't compete for their local high school state championships. So I applaud CCSD for doing what they did. I don't know how. I saw the article with Coach Morocco over at Liberty. I don't know how the hell they got all of these principals and everybody to agree. Like, that's amazing. And it just goes to show how big a problem it was. What you could guarantee in football is that if your team played Bishop Gorman, you were going to end up with injuries, no matter how good your team is. We have some monster teams out here, Arborview, Liberty, even Faith and them have been all right. And you were going to end up with injuries and everything else because they had the bigger, stronger, faster players, period. And there you go. You know, that's the not that. So CCSD, good job. NIA, yeah. I don't know why y'all agreed to just not do it the other way. I promise you this will hurt recruiting for kids in regular high school here. It's already hard in Nevada, especially for football. But I promise you, you've just guaranteed that recruiting is going to be abysmal for a couple of years. There just won't be the extra play. You know, there won't be this level of, you guys got to this place of achievement and excellence. And it's not a knock. It's not a knock. But they were up against just something that was impossible to beat. The only reason that Gorman lost the 1 year, it was a COVID year, and it was nonsense. Like, it was a Hail Mary pass that just made the thing happen. Right? So with a coach that was being fired for Bishop Gorman and just didn't give a damn. So it's like, this is where we are. This is where we are. So again, CCSD, about time. Coach Morocco, good job on getting all the coaches on board over there at Liberty High School and doing what you guys do, man. All right, man. I'm gonna run back the Notre Dame thing before we get up out of here, because I don't want people to miss this. Like, look, if you thought you couldn't go to Notre Dame because of the expense, if you're an athlete and you're trying to debate on where you should try to walk on to a program, I think you should if you got the GPA, and I'm going to say this again, if your GPA, look, athletes, if your GPA is below a 3.0 and on the regular rating system 1 through 4 or 5, if your GPA is below a 3.0 and you're a average or a little bit better than average player today, you'd be great later, you're not going to college, not at the high levels. So get your grades up. GPA matters. I'm done playing with it. I know people get offended because you're like, well, I mean, it's my kids doing the best they can and they got a 2.7. They're not going. They're going to JUCO. And if they got 2.7 in high school, they're failing out at JUCO. There you go. Again, I tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Get your kids' grades up to that 3.0 level to give them a fighting chance at being a college athlete. Because if there's not, you've seen on this show that there's kids that are like, I got a 4.2, 4.3. Yo, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9 compared to that kid is not going to get you where you're trying to go. And it makes your financial package look ridiculous. You can't even go to some schools. So please, I'm begging you. The big fella is begging you, get your GPA up. There's no reason. We got to get those 3.0s up. You don't need to take AP courses. You don't need none of that. But you got to get that GPA up. Got to get that GPA up. Not playing with y'all. If you've got the right GPA and you might not have the right offers that you don't want, but you want a shot, or you get a preferred walk-on option at a school, but you still go, I mean, that means you got to pay money out your own pocket, right? You get a preferred walk-on option, you better go to Notre Dame. You better go to Notre Dame. If you got the options, you better go to Notre Dame.
The University of Notre Dame announced some big changes to its financial aid program on Wednesday. Families with an annual income below $150,000 will no longer have to pay tuition. In addition, families with an annual income below $200,000 will receive financial aid that covers half their tuition bill. The changes go into effect at the beginning of the 2026-2027 academic year.
Parents, it's an option. I'm going to run it. Look, right now, I'm going to take that Notre Dame, put it up here and the stuff that I know is going to be on every show. I'm playing it for a while because it will be the start of a process. Here's the thing about college, right? It's such a business and it's all about perceived look. If Notre Dame does it, there will be other schools that do it too. And the second that I hear about them or somebody gets me the information, it's going to be on here too. I want you to have all the information you could possibly have, right? If your kid, but I'm telling you now, if your kid has the grades, they could do their thing and you fit in that range, 150,000 or less, no tuition. That's just room and board. Now, again, no tuition means what it costs to go to the school. That's not the books and the room and board and the meal plan if your kid goes there, right? So but you can cover that stuff in financial aid. You can cover that in work study, financial aid, different things. You could cover that. That's a small percentage of the bill, right? Your financial aid will go a lot longer on that side of the thing. So if I got to be a preferred walk-on at somebody else's school and deal with full tuition, or I'm going to go to some JUCO and try to walk on, and I got the right GPA and the right work ethic, then I better go over there and shoot my shot for free. It's a no-brainer, man. This is the type of information we could have kept and just being like, we only give this out to complete college prospect and athletes, because let's be honest, most people didn't even know it existed, and most people don't watch the right things or get the right information to know. This is what I mean by when you're not in a network, a village, there's a lot of information that is out there that is easy to access, but you don't have the connections to access it, or the people to point you in the right direction. This is what it means to find the right people to help you do what you do. We could have easily kept that in at Complete College Prospect as something to have in the back pocket to help these kids and say, hey, this for you, this might be an option, because most people are never going to figure that out. But no, people show your information now. Do it with it what you will. But if you're 2026 and you're trying to figure out life, it's 2020, fall of 2026, 27 school year. So if you're trying to figure out life right now, you have the right GPA and everything else, apply to go to Notre Dame. There you go. There you go. Take it, don't take it. All right, let's move on. I know I just did him. Let's go. Some of you guys are out there, parents, players, students, coaches. You guys are arguing with people about how you do what you do, why you do what you do, Somebody's talking about their kid's better than your kid. Why argue it? We just see how it all play out, right? My team better than your team. Why argue it? We see how it all play out. You know what I'm saying? The way that I do this is better than the way you do that. Why argue it? Sometimes, look, you can't argue with clowns. And I think that this was said beautifully.
I'm not gonna be confrontational with you. I'm gonna politely vacate the premises. Let the clown have the circus. You know. But, you know, in a room full of clowns, man, I can't be part of the circus, man. When you entertain a clown, you become part of the circus, man. Like, what's going to be special about me if I argue with a clown?
There's people out there that need to hear that. Look, the big fella, over the last 7 months, right, there was a thing that happened. I added a bunch of people to some stuff and started helping out some organizations and different things and whatever. And there's all this infighting and arguing and pettiness amongst parents and, you know, people that ain't got no aspirations for themselves, just doing whatever it is they do. And for a hot second, the big fella allowed himself to be drugged into that situation. And it's like, nah, man, you lower yourself when you argue with people that don't have a purpose to their argument. I'm gonna say that again. You lower yourself when you argue with people that don't have any purpose for their argument. They're just arguing about things that don't even matter. That's the facts. You got people arguing about things that you involve yourself in. You don't need to. Exit stage left. You got bigger fish to fry. You got stuff to do. You trying to get your kid where they trying to go. You as an athlete, you trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? As a coach, you trying to level up. You trying to win a title or move up in this coaching life to the next level. What you arguing for? If you win that argument, what did it do for you? How did it elevate you? If you're a player and you arguing with the next player, if you're a quarterback and you arguing with the next quarterback and you win the argument, what did it actually help you do? It just wasted time. Time that you could have been working to be the better person. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys and girls out there. There's no reason to don't worry about what somebody else got. Don't worry about the discussions. Don't worry about what somebody's going to say. Because 9 times out of 10, the person that tells you, oh, you going to a JUCO? Oh, man, I wouldn't go to a JUCO. They're not going anywhere. The person that is making that comment is taking their ass home. They going to work construction. As soon as y'all finish graduation, they on their way to construction, McDonald's, Walmart, whatever the hell it is they going to do, but they're not about to play sports no more. Why are you bothering to argue with that human being? If you allow yourself to argue with clowns, you become part of the circus. And if it's one thing I'm going to tell you guys, don't. I understand how hard it is. The big fella fell into it for a minute. I was arguing with some clowns, almost became a damn clown too. Some Ringling Brothers stuff. Can't do it. Bigger fish fry. I got lives to change. I got kids to showcase. I got kids to put into college. I got families to help. I got somebody that needs the message, that needs to be lifted up. They're struggling right now. I'm so happy that I caught myself. And I always say, you either the example or the lesson. I was almost the lesson. Now I want to be the example because I got myself out of that. So I want to make sure I help you get out too. Just because you might find yourself involved in it, get out. Don't argue with clowns. If the argument is unnecessary, just move on. That's direct from the big fella. Yeah, look, y'all know I love y'all. Y'all love that y'all part of the Army. I love that y'all join me. I love everything that we do. I love putting these athletes on deck and all these writers and just so much. I'm definitely linking up. Let me make sure I don't mess it up. Like the stuff we talk about right now, that's why for sure, absolutely for sure, I know I'm about to go link up with the dudes with Stan and them over at High Tech Sports. For sure, because when I do something like that, when we link the show or CCP up with something like that, we get to help all those kids in Alabama as well. We get to put some kids on a big map, right? High Tech got hella followers, but they do Alabama, and I love it. They locked in Alabama, but y'all know the Who's Up Next show is everywhere. I got kids that are in other countries. You know what I'm saying? So now we can lock in Alabama too, to put those kids on the map because they got representation. This is what I mean by it's such a bigger thing, right? So you guys go out there and be bigger. I love the Army is everything to me. Coming on here on Sundays is special. I told you, it rejuvenates me. It gets me through the next week because I know that I got a bigger responsibility. I can't fail. I can't fail because to fail, CCP has put in over, I think it's like 1,200 athletes now and students in the college. If we weren't here, those 12, some of them might have got there, some of them might not. So now some of those people are going to go out and make better lives for their kids, their families, and everything else, and futures for themselves. So I love you guys. I love everything that I do here. I would never want to be anywhere else because this is where we make change. Here on the Who's Up Next show, the People Show. I told you, this ain't my show. This is your show. On Sundays, I just have the privilege of being here and being the voice. That's it. That's why I never interrupt a interview session. I don't care if it take up the whole show. I want the person to feel like they got to say everything they need to say, that they got the exposure that they wanted to have, that they got to, they got to be themselves, because it's never about the big fella. It's about the Army. It's about you. I love y'all. I would never want to be anywhere else. I'm the big fella, and I'll see y'all next week. I'm out.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the show. Laughs and games before you go. From the first to the front. No flex. You know who's up. You know who's next. Yeah! You're part of the gorilla army now. Hey, lock in. Stand tall. Be proud. Hit that sub. Share it all around. The gorilla general loves a soldier.